The 2026 parallel. Most people think of medieval wars as knights in castles. They are wrong. The most lethal wars were fought with ledgers and ships. And in 1470, a merchant guild decided to delete the economy of a rival kingdom. They didn't use an army, they used a chokehold. Today, we are applying the 71 method to the 1470 blockade. We aren't looking at this as democracy. We are looking at this as a deliberate engineering project designed to trigger a total collapse. This was the moment a kingdom's wealth simply evaporated under pressure. The chokehold mechanism? How do you break a nation without firing a single shot? What are your thoughts? How will you handle this if you were a general or a commander or a lieutenant or sergeant or any type of military rank back in ancient times? You isolate them. We have audited the paths across the North Sea, and the strategy was clear. Total isolation. So by cutting off the flow of goods, they didn't just stop trade, they stopped the heart of the country. We are looking at the exact points where the supply chain snapped. When you can't get the essentials in, you aren't just in a recession, you're in a death spiral. Our briefing today focuses on how this merchant group turned the ocean into a wall. It's sort of like how Titus surrounded Jerusalem just before it was destroyed by him and his armies. They laid siege to Jerusalem, and to such an extent, the people were forced to eat each other within the very walls of Jerusalem. History records that fact. The modern era today, this isn't just ancient history. So when we look at this forensic data, it looks suspiciously like trade disruptions we are seeing in our own world right now in 2026. The tactics haven't changed. Again, the tactics have not changed. Only the technology has. The Hansa proved that if you control the bottleneck, you control the king. As I always say, he that controls the resources controls the world. That's my saying. So by analyzing how they paralyzed the 15th century world, we gain a blueprint for understanding how fragile our own systems are today. So if you think your economy is untouchable, this file is your wake-up call. Wake up. The long-term scar. The damage from this economic hit lasted for generations. It shifted the power of the entire continent. This order shows us that once a system is broken this deeply, it never truly returns to what it was before. Is that not true? How many countries have experienced this back in ancient times and even today? Again, history has not changed. It never will change. It's just different players entering the same history books with the same tactics. Just a new style. History rebrands. So we have mapped the fallout, and the results are undeniable. This wasn't a disagreement between merchants. It was a successful execution of a kingdom's failure. Of a kingdom's future. The final analysis, the final assessment. Understanding the Hansa blockade is essential for anyone trying to navigate the landscape we live in today. The same pressure points exist, the same vulnerabilities remain. Consider this your intelligence briefing on the reality of power. Case closed.